Alright, so today's video is a little different, a little, maybe you could say kind of pointless. In my head it's gone through quite a few iterations. The first one was going to be that I was going to make a video to try to get some advice from you guys by posing a question. And then I was also going to, actually even before that, I was just going to make a video just generically talking about a situation. Just for content, like that's all it was going to be. Just me talking about something going on in my guild. But anyways, this morning I ended up kind of resolving the said problem. So now, I don't know, I still wanted to make this video, but it's more just going to be like me just talking to you. So anyways, what we're taking a look at is my second account. Now, my second account really doesn't get too much attention. I mean, I do sneak a little bit into the state of my galaxy about the second account, and that's only because I'm working on Supreme Leader Kylo. So I'm like, well, while I'm making progress towards my first GL, I'll kind of keep things up to date. But then once I get them, I probably won't really talk about this channel anymore because there's nothing really too special going on here. The whole point of why I originally made this channel in the first place was just to be able to make videos about like the event in the early stages of the game and all that, and kind of give like strategy insights for newbies, and they did work. They haven't really had any traction lately, but when I first uploaded them, there was quite a bit of views and comments, and they were helping people, so that was cool. But anyways, this account has kind of gotten to a point where it's more like a standstill now. At this point, the only thing I could really do is like remake videos of videos I've already done. You know what I mean? Like, oh, unlocking SLKR. Well, I already unlocked SLKR in the main game. Or, oh, unlocking this, you know, legendary character that I've already unlocked, like Jedi Knight Luke or something. Which I think, for me, I actually didn't make a video on that. So for my channel, that would be a first. But in general, it's like, I've already done it. It's kind of old news now. You know, but anyways. So, yeah. So anyways, once I kind of caught up, I didn't really do anything with this channel anymore. It's kind of just been sitting there in the void, if you will. And I'd log in like once every, I don't know, 3-4 months just to kind of see what's going on, check my inbox and gather whatever rewards I could get and stuff, and that was about it. Well, now that DC Legends and Simpsons Tapped Out have gone offline, you know, I went from having 3 games I played down to just 1, my main channel. So I started to look into this channel to like revive it. And so yeah, I've been I have been logging in daily, probably for the past, I don't know, month and a half now. I've been regularly logging in. 50, that's crazy, just as a side note, I never see it that high. This isn't even what I want to farm. Anyways, but I've been logging in pretty regularly. Not pretty regularly, daily. And doing all the events and all that I can, and participating and just being a full-on member again. Anyhow, like I said in the beginning, I wanted to talk about my guild specifically. So my guild is a guild that I joined, and I've kind of been able to work my way up through the ranks. I don't quite remember when I became an officer. I think at the time the leader was just looking for people to help him out, and I volunteered, so I got promoted. And then over time, I ended up becoming the leader. The former leader handed the position off to me. And yeah, and I made a video on that. Even, I don't know where that would be, probably at least two and a half years ago now. But yeah, I made a video on it, and so I've been the leader of this guild, my second account's guild, for that long, even though I've been very inactive. But anyways, why is this doing that? But anyways, my guild is pretty weak. This is really just like a starter guild. A lot of the people that join here are like a million GP, just barely. And they've started playing the game maybe like 2 weeks ago. And the only reason they're even at a million GP is just because they bought like the hyperdrive bundle and all that. So, but otherwise, these people are noobs. And yeah, they obviously suck. They don't understand anything. They don't know what GLs are. They don't know what GP means. They don't even know who CLS is. Like, they just started playing. And the only reason I feel like they're in a guild is because the game makes you join a guild. And when you're a new player, it forces you to join a guild. So by default, they end up finding this guild. And yeah, then they're just here hanging out. So what I usually do whenever I have somebody that's halfway decent, somebody who's kind of strong, is I will just immediately upgrade them to officer. The reason for that is, well, there's a couple reasons. One is because I figure, you know, if I'm going to have some officers around me, I don't want rookies who just started playing a week ago. I want people who have put a little bit of time into the game and they kind of know what they're doing. And, you know, consequently as well, or conversely, whatever the word is, transitorily, there you go, deserve being a officer because they put that time and effort in. And compared to the rest of the guild, you know, they really fit in for that position. So, like, let's take a look at my officers that I currently have. So these are my people. Like, I have Nikki. Nikki is sitting at 2 million, a little over 2 million GP. That's not a lot, but again, compared to this guild, that's not bad. I also have King. King is one of the ones that I feel like he must have been in this guild for a while, because his GP is not bad. Oh, it's actually a lot better than I thought it was. He's sitting at 6 million now. I thought he was only at 4 million. Yeah, so see, like, he's halfway decent. He doesn't have a GL, though, which is kind of weird, but regardless. And then I have Boognish. I don't even know if Boognish plays very often, but, you know, he's sitting at almost 5 million GP as well. So, obviously, that's why I made them their officers. Well, recently, I'm talking maybe within the past week and a half, we had this one character right here, Carabast, come into the game, and yeah, this person is just leaps and bounds better than everybody else in this guild, because 10,649,000 GP, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the GLs. So, yeah. This person does not fit in with this type of guild. This person belongs in, like, a guild that my main account is in. One that's serious and can do the rote territory battles and can compete in the better raids and all that. Not a rookie guild like this is. So, anyways, per usual, once I saw that, I was like, whoa! And promoted Carabast immediately. Literally immediately. I feel like the person joined like 5-10 minutes prior, and then I was already promoting them. But immediately promoted them to officer. And the reason for that was A, like I just said, I like to promote my stronger members. But B, I was like, oh, maybe this will encourage this person to stay. I don't want them to leave. This is good for the guild. Because, again, this guild sucks. And Carabast has been able to kind of fix that up a little bit. For example, we used to, I don't know what happened, but we used to be able to do the Sith Triumvirate raid. And lately, we can't do it. We're terrible. But the last one, look at this, Carabast, 135,708,482. This mother effer basically soloed the whole entire raid for us. We went from being able to do nothing, couldn't even get like 10% of the way through tier 1, to full-on completing this. And you know what, while I have this person, let's just do this. I'm going to launch this thing. It's going to launch for tomorrow at 8 p.m. But anyhow, yeah, so they're tearing this up. They're tearing up, you know, they're helping with the territory battles just because they're putting up a good amount of points. So we're able to get a lot of stars that we're not normally getting. You know what I mean? Like right now we're sitting at 10 stars already. We probably get 12 on average. But all these extra points, I mean, look at 27 million. It's probably a couple stars alone just right there. Otherwise, if we didn't have Carabast, it would be me in first. And I'm only sitting at 11 million. So see what I mean? Like, it's just helping us out greatly. So that's why I wanted to promote them, to kind of encourage them to stay. But the reason I wanted to make this video originally was because Carabast has been a little bit too aggressive. And that's been making me uncomfortable because I've been a part of a guild in the past that went off the rails and booted everybody for no reason. It wasn't the guild leader that did it. It was just like a rogue member, a rogue officer who booted everybody. And I think the leader remembered who some of us were, so they were able to recruit us back, and I was one of the ones that was able to come back. But yeah, it was terrible. He destroyed the guild for no reason, and then he left himself as well. Destroyed the guild and then left. And it was just kind of stupid and pointless for those actions. But anyway, so you have, like I said, this one guy, Carabas. Actually, I think it's probably a girl, Kara, feeling like that's a female. But anyways, her, I guess, she's been going hard on things, and it's been making me nervous because I'm like, I don't want to have another situation like that like we had before. I mean, during those days when that, like, mutiny happened or whatever, I was only a member, so it didn't matter. The only thing that it affected was all the stuff that I had unlocked, like, my donations that I gave everybody and stuff. That kind of got cast aside and lost because, I got booted out, so all my records got thrown away with me, so that sucked. But other than that, it didn't really matter too much. It's not like I was an officer or something, and it's like, oh, come on, dickhead, now you cost me my position. No, but still. So Carabas has been making me nervous. So that's what I was going to say with you guys originally. I was going to say, what do you think I should do? If you made it this far in my video, what do you think I should do? Should I boot this person? Should I demote them? Should I just let it ride and see what happens, where it goes? At the same, because on one hand, I'm like, this is only my second account. I don't care too much. So if things go off the wall, who cares? I could just quit again, like, whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, I am trying to support this guild, and, we're doing okay, and I don't want to see it fall apart because one rogue agent. So, I didn't know what to do. But anyways, I ended up kind of figuring it out myself. This morning, I actually got to work 10 minutes early, and I was sitting in my car, and I was thinking, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to send this person a message and try to get them, like, on the same page as everyone else. And so basically how that went was like this. So, come on. So, Carablast. Yeah, I said, hello, Carablast. I appreciate your efforts of trying to motivate the guild for success and all the strategy insights you offer. Because she, I'm presuming, does have good strategy insights. She's been suggesting that everybody tries to get GLs, which obviously makes sense. That's the best character in the game. But again, when you're suggesting GLs to people who just started playing a week ago, that's crazy. They're not ready for that, and you're putting so much pressure on them. It's not, you're not going to encourage them to want to play. You're going to encourage them to, like, get scared off, basically. So, anyways, yeah, there's that. There's also, Carabast has been talking about participate in territory battles. If you don't, you're going to get booted, which again, like I said, these people are new. Like, they are, they're in a guild because the game forced them to be in a guild. They're not in a guild because they're like, oh yeah, I want to be a part of a guild and get all these guild rewards and stuff. They don't understand what being in a guild entails. They're just here just because they had to be. So I'm like, man, you need to calm down. So that's what I'm saying in the beginning there. Like, one, thanks for all you try to do when you talk to these people, but, like, you got to keep in mind, like, they are rookies. So then I said, following that, I said, but I need you to tone it down. I said, this isn't always has been a starter guild. 95% of the players here just started playing the game. I don't want just a starter guild. I would like for this guild to get a lot more beefy. Obviously, it would help my game out. I could get better rewards on things, so that then I could grow my team a lot faster than I currently am, and I could get more GLs more quickly and really beef this account up. But at the same time, this is only my second account that I don't care too much about, so having it nice and easy and laid back is actually kind of good. It takes the pressure off. It's less that I have to worry about being diligent on, It's like, man, whatever, it's just the second account. Oops, I didn't log in today. Whatever. So anyhow, then I carry on. They don't know what GLs are, nor should they be worried about them, because again, they just started playing. They got a lot of other stuff to be thinking about at this point, not what GLs are. I said, they don't even know who CLS is. I only put that just to kind of illustrate, like, they're such noobs that, like, CLS, any veteran player knows who that is. Commander Luke Skywalker, we just know. It's an acronym, you just automatically know. But these newbies, they don't know. They're like, what's CLS? What's a Coles? What is that? So anyways, I'm like, now you're threatening to boot players who don't participate in territory battle. I get that you are pushing 11 million GP, so you have that mindset of guild success, but these folks are just learning what a guild is. I don't want to boot or demote you, but I need you to understand what this guild dynamic is. It's always been super laid back, and you're turning it into something too serious. And I was like, please, either tone it down or maybe consider a more serious advanced guild. Thank you. And then this girl says, lol, I was made an officer without explanation or communications, so I just am going with it. No one answers in the officer chat, which is true. Nobody talks in the officer chat because, again, this guild is so laid back that all the officers I do have, they don't do anything. They're just members with a glorified title, which, again, the glorified title I give them just because I'm like, meh, you know, you have a lot more GP than everyone else, so here you go, you're an officer just by default. But anyways, he says, just navigating in the dark, no lighthouse on the horizon, but I do appreciate the crystal gifts I've gotten. That I don't understand. She says, I do appreciate the crystal gifts I've gotten. I don't know what that's in reference to. I haven't given any crystal packages. I don't even have like a debit card or anything linked to my Apple account or anything, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if becoming an officer gives crystals. I mean, I don't recall ever getting any myself when I was either made leader or an officer, so if they give crystals now, well, thanks CG, I got ripped off. But yeah, so I don't really know what that's referencing, but okay, you're welcome, I guess. Anyways, then I said, I made you an officer right away because that's just what I do with stronger players. Like I said, we're typically a weak, casual guild. Plus, when I saw how OP you were compared to everyone else, I wanted to make sure you stuck around. Then, just for the dick of it, I was like, what's up in the officers? He's talking about officers, and I was like, oh yeah, wow, I've been posting in here, and it said 5 days ago, and I was like, oh, whoops. So I could have nipped this in the bud way ahead of time if I had checked this. But then it says, this guild needs guidance on squads to work towards. There are no GLs. Yeah, bro, because they're rookies. And it says, I'll likely be moving on to a bigger guild in the near future. I'll need bigger rewards to keep up, but I'll help out in the meantime. That's fair. It's very fair. Like, you do not belong here. And I don't mean that rudely. I just mean, like, straight up. I don't even know why you're here in the first place. Like, this guild is not for you. But then I was like, it only makes sense for you to be in a bigger guild. You really are significantly out of place here. Average GP is like 1.2 million, where you're at almost 11 million. Like, it makes no sense. But anyhow, this is what I was talking about with Carabas, given, like, strategy. See, talking about all these characters that these other players, I mean, have no idea. Afro, they're not anywhere near Afro. Grand Inquisitor, nowhere near that. SK, I don't even know who SK is. South Korea? I don't know. And then when you're talking about Omicron and Grand Arena, who are they even talking about here? I don't care. Regardless. Yeah, talking about Omicrons. Like, again, this is a starting guild that we don't know. They don't know what Omicrons are. You're talking about Omicrons, they're like, what's that? Are you talking about the yellow piece? But anyways, so yeah. Oh, and that's another thing too that this person's been doing, putting all these messages up here all the time. I don't rate this. Make sure you deploy in territory battle. We're losing stars. Like, cool. Thanks for the message for everybody, I guess. I didn't ask for that, but okay. But anyhow, yeah. So, as I said in the very beginning, this video really has no point anymore. Originally, it was just going to be me asking for, like, what do you think I should do? But I kind of handled it myself by sending those messages. But anyways, yeah, I still wanted to make this video just because it's kind of like some excitement in the second account. And the second account's pretty stale. New players, not much goes on, we suck. There's really no progress by anybody. And then this came along and it was like, whoa, stirring it up. It's like living in a real boring town and then like a tornado comes through. Yeah, it's not great, but it's some kind of excitement, you know? Ooh, look, a tornado. Something's happening. So anyways, I guess that's all I got with this one. Just a little story time, I guess you could say. Anyhow, thanks for listening to this with me. Thanks for checking this out with me. And until next time, I said see ya.